So YouTube family, I just did a story about this on what we're going to talk about right now. Now, I did a story earlier, and we're going to show receipts here too, where Cleveland media is trying to make it look like Cleveland saved Shedeur Sanders and Deion Sanders. They came to their rescue, quote unquote. So looking at what's been going on is I told people in the video, because I don't know which one of these are getting uploaded, and I told everybody, bro, they about to go around with different Cleveland journalists spreading this false idea that Shedeur was saved by Cleveland, and I got a lot of proof of it. Here's some of the banner right here. And it's unfortunate, bro. This new writer is Matthias Wonder. It's so much different Cleveland people who seem to be against Shedeur and Deion. And it's like they got more bigger issues to worry about than that. Instead of being happy, they're here to destroy a new fabric that's being built. Then you guys wonder why I speak against Cleveland. Let's start the show the right way, man.
I've been broke so many times, I don't know what to believe. Mama say it's my fault, I wear my heart on my sleeve. Niggas bless up on my...
So I was reading this article from another Cleveland sports writer, and I've been paying attention to the theme here. If you want to be lit, talk about Colorado, but if you want to stay and be stamped it, talk about Deion Sanders and Shedeur in a negative way to build up whatever agenda that clearly you guys got going on. So the article starts off like this. It talked about how everybody in the organization of the Browns felt bad for Deion and Shedeur, so they were told to give a lift to help the Sanders family. Now, remember that key part. Now, that told was similar to the reports that came in that said Jimmy Haslam, the owner, forced Cleveland front staff to draft Shedeur. So if they loved them so much and felt bad, why were they forced to? You know what I mean? No, you were forced to by the owner because you needed Shedeur. You realized you were drinking something and you were sniffing on something that wasn't snow. You feel me? Don't let that go over your head. And you realize you messed up with your third round pick by selecting Dillon Gabriel. Or in the second round, when you selected two tight ends in a row, you realized you slipped up and bumped your motherfucking head and you tried to fix things in the right way. So let's read the article and continue with this salacious writer. It says the Cleveland Browns ultimately put a merciful, notice the key word they just threw subjectively in there through more projections. Mercifully, bro. Pay attention to what they write. That's all I want you guys to pay attention to. So it says, the Cleveland Browns ultimately put a merciful end to it with the 144th overall pick in the 5th round. They did so 2 rounds after having drafted quarterback Dillon Gabriel, which means they're insinuating Dillon is by far way better than Shedeur, which only brought more intrigue into the draft decision. Now we know a little bit more about why the Browns pulled the trigger, and Deion Sanders was a part of it. You see how they started off to make it look like Deion called and begged to make it look like, and none of this is true. You know, if this happened for real, where Deion had to beg for Shedeur, bro, they would have put that everywhere. Just trust your boy DJ Bless One. And before I continue with the article, listen to all the people who be like telling me I don't see what's going on. It seems to be a strong segment in the community that only wakes up to hate on us. Even if you hate us, why are you worried about us? Nobody bothers you. So here's the thing. They come in the comment section and be like, Bless One, man, why you always got to talk about mayo and melanated? You better be afraid of that type of motherfucker, because when they bring that up, you have to think to yourself, why are you mad at the people who call out the fake bullies or the people who preach the hatred towards us merely because of complexions or whatever insecurities they feel? So no, I want all you people, from good Mayo people to good Negroes people to everybody in the world, pay attention to that group, including these weak step infections who get mad at me in the comments and be like, why you always say Mayo and Negroes, but they never call out the ones who are being evil, the ones who are actually being the hatred. So you get mad at the guy who's calling it out. I'm going to continue because pay attention to that type of character. So the article goes deeper. Let's see if I just be making things up. Brown's franchise didn't want Shedeur and Deion Sanders to keep suffering that day. You guys see that? This is an actual publication. There's no facts or merit to that, but they get to print out anything. And these are the ones judging your character, my character, Deion Sanders' character, Shedeur's character. These are the people. They're in this bully pulpit with their system, their publications, their television networks, whatever you call it. You can call out Hollywood if we must, but let's continue. So, bro, I catch everything, bro. While speaking on the radio, longtime Browns reporter Mary Kay, the bitch Kabat. Yes, y'all better go learn about Mary Kay. She's a trifling bitch in every single way. It says she dropped some details about Browns front office thought process. When they made the decision to select Sanders, they liked him enough as a prospect, but more than anything, they wanted this family to stop suffering from the slide. Why would she write this, bro? Where is this actual proof that they wanted the Sanders family to quote unquote stop suffering? Wouldn't they get him in the second, third, fourth? Early start of the fifth before the 144. We're not going to even play the semantics right now, but this woman is a credible source. I want to give a round of applause to the I Smoke Hip Hop Live family, all you great people, because I'm not a hater. I don't judge people on race, ethnicity, color, or none of that. This is factual because I was giving Mary Kay credit. Remember that, y'all? All my videos said everybody be kind to her, be nice to her. Then reports came in about Mary Kay or from you guys. Y'all send me all this info and like, she's a bitch, bless one. Here is the info on her. And we got the 411. So she's just like every other racist male or a stepping fetching out here. You feel me? So let's continue reading this bitch article. So the Browns liked him throughout this entire process. That's why they jumped back up. First of all, you said they liked him. So which one it is? Did they like Sanders? Or did they throw an alley-oop because they felt bad for their miserable suffering? You see how she contradicts herself? It's easy to catch these frauds. And I didn't even have to go to no 5-year intellectual best university in the world, quote unquote, Ivy League schools. I didn't go to Oxford, Yale, Stanford, Dartmouth. I didn't go to any of this. You feel me? I went to niggatrology up there on the block in Melrose Park, Florida. It's to see a mayo when it's full of ish because they're mayo and say so don't mean you're goddamn right. But let's continue this bitch contradiction. The Browns liked him throughout his entire process. That's why they jumped back up there in the 5th round and grabbed him. I don't think they wanted to see Shedeur suffer anymore and Deion suffer anymore. They wanted to give this young man a chance in the NFL that they felt he deserved. Wait a minute. First of all, nobody deserves anything in a professional league. You have to either be it or not. What people deserve is a chance at life, a chance at getting food, helping to take care of their family. That's what people deserve. You feel me? But the NFL, it's something you earn. So stop. Watch your words semantic. You people think you're wordsmith, but you're just idiots with a false sense of a higher IQ vocabulary than the average bear at the park. Get the fuck out of here. Yogi can get 8 too. Don't let that go over your head. You feel me? But I ain't gonna get into that analogy because you gotta catch it. But let's keep moving forward with what she wrote. Pay attention. She said that what they deserve and given a chance, but you started and said they liked them throughout this entire process. But Mary Kay is the same one who said Sanders failed in his Cleveland interview. But in the same breath, you just wrote that and said they liked them throughout the process. Bro, it's so easy to catch a liar. It's hard to keep living a lie because you got to keep existing with the same bullshit over and over. And she just tripped herself up. It's easy to catch them, y'all. Let's keep going to the last part of the article. It says, and this is not hers. This is Matthias Wonder who wrote this part. He wrote, it's certainly a different way to go about making a draft pick, meaning slick right there. When he says it's certainly a different way to go about a draft pick, saying it's weird to get a scrub like Shedeur. Bro, I could translate all this for y'all. Let's keep going with this new nigga traumagy. But it says, Hey, it says, but that late in the draft, it made sense, regardless if they did it to stop their suffering or not. So you're basically acknowledging regardless or not, because you're admitting that that part of them picking up the Sanders because they begged for it and they felt bad is bullshit. It's easy to catch them, bro, but let's keep going. It's easy, bro. Look at it. Regardless if it made sense or not. If regardless it made sense or not, why would you post it? You see what I'm trying to tell y'all? Why would you post their suffering even though you just quoted regardless if it makes sense or not? We know you don't give a damn. But it says most fifth round picks and beyond don't last very long in the NFL. If they even make the roster as a rookie to begin with, it was worth the risk at that point. Given Sanders' collegiate production and the team needing to find answers at quarterback any which way, no one would blame Cleveland for making the selection based on those things. But there certainly seemed to be an emphatic aspect to the draft pick as well. Whatever, that last part seemed very weird as hell, but I'm not going to get into that. But I keep debunking this crap over and over. A weak coach like Kevin Stefanski, who got privileged, how the fuck he got coach of the year 2 years in a row, 2020 and 2023, when he didn't prove anything as a coach yet, and he still kept his job. We're in 2025. He still has a job, but everybody else is going to get blamed. But at the same time, in a nutshell, I've never seen a piece of shit organization like the Cleveland Browns, their supporters, and their media pundits and journalists be so messy, pretending that they've been this New England Patriots of the world, Kansas City Chiefs of the world, Baltimore Ravens of the world. And I hate to admit it, but even Dallas Cowboys of the world, because no matter how bad Dallas Cowboys of the world do, they give us a level of excitement. You ain't never fucking been excited for no Cleveland Browns game. Get the hell out of here with that. So you would think this lowly organization will feel thrilled and happy that Shedeur's bringing a new light to their dysfunctional organization. All they've been doing is throwing shade after shade, the masquerade, their fabricated life they live. You know, actually believing they're a real NFL team, which they're not. They're barely even a JUCO college team. I'm not going to disrespect Division I college football, because maybe Cleveland Browns can beat a Division I college football team, but they're not as organized as some of these Division I college football teams. So we're going to call them a JUCO team, and that's not even a shot at the JUCO players. But goddamn, can y'all act like y'all been there? I mean, it's only been like 10% of your fan base and media personalities who've been giving Shedeur props. The rest of y'all pretending you some type of fake diva bitch. Like, knock it off, man. Look, I'm done with this rant, bro. I can't stand these frauds, bro. That's why I don't give a fuck about the Cleveland Browns. The hell with that entire organization. I'm just here for Shedeur, bro. I don't give a damn about your organization. As long as Shedeur is there and he's starting, I hope y'all win. But if he ain't starting, I hope y'all lose every goddamn game. And I said it. You can use this for replays and repeats. I don't give a damn about the Cleveland Browns. Ladies and gentlemen, love your family, love your kids, and stay blessed. The reason why I don't give a damn about the Cleveland Browns, this is deeper than football. It's bigger than football, that part.
I've been broke so many times.